Hello and welcome back to Health with Sveta. In our last episode, we explored how oxidative stress can damage our cells and how we can combat it through lifestyle choices and specific nutrients. Today, we are taking that conversation a step further by diving into antioxidants, those powerful substances that play a crucial role in protecting our bodies from oxidative stress. We will discuss the antioxidants that we get from our diet and the antioxidants that our bodies produce, why we need both of them, and how we can optimize our antioxidant levels to maintain cellular and body health. Let's dive right in it. Guys, I am excited.
Sveta, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing so awesome, Ruben. I'm so excited to see you and be back, and especially discuss one of my utmost favorite topics, because, guys, we're going to be talking chocolate, and it is my favorite food.
Ooh, I love chocolate. So I am very interested and excited to learn about how chocolate's healthy, I guess.
Let's go. I know. Thank you, Ruben. You created a whole bunch of amazing questions. Let's go.
Okay, so let's dive right in. I am very interested in understanding, I guess, the role of antioxidants and how they combat our oxidative stress. So let's start right at the top. Like, what exactly are antioxidants? I've read that on the side of labels for like blueberries and stuff that like, hey, this contains antioxidants. That's great. What is that?
So it just came to me. Let's break it down. Antioxidant. Oxidant is what is called a free radical. Mm-hmm. And why is it called usually oxidant? Because the most common free radical that we sort of talk about is a radical or oxidant coming from oxygen. Mm-hmm. So when the molecule of oxygen loses an electron, then it becomes free radical or oxidant from oxygen.
Right.
So what does it do? It becomes a very angry thief that wants that electron back. Mm-hmm. So, and if we have abundance of these oxidants or free radicals, that is a bad thing. So then we lose the capacity to rebound them. And how do we rebound the oxidant? We rebound, so we lose electron. There is minus electron on it. So the antioxidant actually donates that electron to negate, to neutralize that free radical. Now, please don't get me wrong. We cannot live without free radicals because in normality, the normal amount, the physiologic amount of free radicals an absolute must because it stimulates multiple organs and systems, including our cardiovascular system when we work out. When we work out, we build that physiologic free radicals because we break the muscles. So then we have that natural ability through our inner antioxidants, as we're going to discuss, which is built in us. When it is normal to rebound it. And also, per se, if some of us, when we work out, we actually drink antioxidants, rebounded, sometimes we actually don't even need that rebound because that is healthy to leave a little bit of that quote-to-quote free radical damage, which is a natural quote-to-quote free radical damage because it stimulates, as I said, it's actually that a little bit of a muscle breakage is going to build the muscle restructuring or build up the muscle. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the cardiovascular system, same thing with the immune system. But we're talking about normal physiologic free radicals. Mm-hmm. So when we are beyond that, and when we are very sick per se, and when the cells are very tired, or the cells accumulated not only that free radical damage, but also accumulate a whole bunch of other toxin damage from environment, from mycotoxins, from heavy metals, you name it. Then we lose that capacity, and then we need support. But hang on. But bottom line, this is a free radical or oxidant that needs to get that electron back, and that electron comes from different types of antioxidants, whether they're coming from our produced antioxidants or inner or self antioxidants, or the antioxidants that we apply from the outside world, be that, for example, ionized water, hydrolyzed ionized water, or be that from amazing foods like blueberries you mentioned, or be that from my favorite food group, which is chocolate. Sorry for lengthy answer.
No, that's okay. I love it. And for those listening, our last podcast was about free radicals. So you can, if you haven't heard that, go back one episode and get more info on the free radicals.
Please, but we're going to repeat and reiterate and stuff, because even Ruben is asking basically sort of, the same string of questions. Because more questions, more knowledge.
Exactly.
More knowledge, more understanding.
Yeah, and all of these things are interwoven, so you have to cover everything.
And unfortunately, more knowledge leads the question, I don't understand anything, I need to know more.
It's always the problem with getting more education. The more you learn, the less you know, right? Can you have too much antioxidants?
Yes.
Whether that's like consume too much or produce too much?
Yeah, you can. You can get out
to
of
like
control.
A dangerous level.
Yeah,
right?
you can get out of control.
That's
absolutely.
Crazy.
You can go crazy, because you can go on supplements and go absolutely crazy, because you can get out of control with, fancy supplements, for example, like SOD, or like you can. But that's why we are talking foods, and we're talking how do we boost our body ability? Because yes, people go nuts.
Is there a difference between the supplement intake of antioxidants versus just naturally found in foods, and how your body breaks those two different things down, supplements versus foods?
Well, obviously, to me, the law is you need both. Because the funny part is, it's like a family. The inner supports the outer, and the outer rebounds the inner.
Okay.
So it's like, and we'll talk about it. The thing is, as soon as we basically push 30 plus, we start losing our capacity of making our own antioxidants. Yeah, we do age, and we still become dirtier. So we're diminishing in that capacity. Now, on the other hand, when we talk about the outer oxidants, it's also a concern, because the earth is getting polluted. The earth is getting polluted, and the earth is getting depleted. So this kind of things. So you do need both, and they, in a sense, act in a different ways. But they act in a complementary way to each other. And the problem is, when we talk inner antioxidants, the strength of them is extraordinarily higher and extraordinarily more potent than external antioxidants.
Interesting.
But however, you cannot survive. So, before the question, one of the most important antioxidant that we made, which is called the master antioxidant, is called glutathione. There's actually a group of glutathiones of different stuff. There's glutathione reductase, there's a glutathione transferase, forget about it. But it is the master antioxidant. And when you start fading, your brain starts fading. When you start catching yourself that I can't remember the numbers. Where did I leave my keys? I need a nap. So I have a foggy brain. That immediately, amongst other things, that immediately tells me glutathione is not up to snuff. because the role of that master antioxidant glutathione is not only to clean the cells, but it is a milieu, how it operates, for example, in conjunction with longevity genes, how it operates in conjunction with telomerase, how it is operating in conjunction with something that basically it's like a sparkling plugs in our cells, which is called NAD. That may be another podcast. And after all, what does it do? Not enough glutathione. We're fading. Why we're fading? The mitochondria that gives us energy literally does not give us energy. And the funny part about that glutathione is that glutathione does not operate without vitamin C. We do not make vitamin C. Homo sapiens, humans, we do not make vitamin C. We need to obtain vitamin C. So vitamin C is critically important to rebound glutathione. When it consumes free radicals, we need vitamin C to help glutathione to recover. But then vitamin C, because it donates an electron, it becomes a free radical. What rebounds vitamin C? Vitamin E. What is vitamin E? We don't make vitamin E. That's the food. And that's why the symphony and the synchrony of outside and inside is so important. Now, I told you that us making antioxidants, their potency is excruciatingly higher. So, for example, there is one antioxidant that we make, big name, superoxide dismutase. What does it do? So it basically converts free radicals, blah, 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 and it converts it into essentially water. So we need superoxide. How does it do? Over 1 million free radicals every second per second. Now, how do the outside antioxidants operate? They operate on a virtue 1-to-1. So for us to get cleaned, when our inner antioxidants is not working, you can't eat enough foods. It's just not feasibly possible. You can't drink gallons of wine, which are built on pressing the grapes that they give you antioxidants, or resveratrol, to rebound those free radicals. So you absolutely need to eat your free radicals, but you absolutely need to make your you need to eat your antioxidants, and you absolutely need to make your antioxidants. Another analogy is what we eat in a huge abundance of oxidative stress or free radical damage is like pouring the Dixie cup on a fire. And when we upregulate our own, we take a huge hose and we eliminate the fire.
Okay.
You're becoming very serious. It's scary.
No, I'm just really
Isn't
focused.
it fascinating?
It's very fascinating. You talked about the importance of external and internal production of antioxidants as a symphony, and so let's break down the musicians in the symphony. So I want to talk about and understand
who is the conductor?
Who are the external ones? Like, let's break it down. Like, there's food, there's supplements. Let's get through the list because I just want to know for myself.
Okay.
So for external antioxidants.
So here's the deal.
What are we talking about?
Okay, so I just pulled out something which is called ORAC score. ORAC score. An ORAC is a score that stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity, a measure of the ability of foods or any other substance to quench oxygen free radicals in a test tube. And so what are the best ones? What are the foods highest in high Oracle score value? Fruits. Well, the highest ones will be, for example, acai berries. However, let me warn you, you cannot eat acai berries. Have you ever tried?
No.
It is extremely sour.
Yeah.
That is why you will never.
I've always had them in like a mix of something else, right?
Exactly, because it's unedible. However,
Yeah.
let's say goji berries,
Okay.
yum yum. Vegetables, garlic, red cabbage, broccoli, grains, nuts, legumes. However, the highest food, I believe, in ORAC score is actually bitter chocolate.
Whoa.
Now, ORAC score doesn't apply to inner antioxidants because it does not encompass the value.
Right.
So one goes in basically single digits, like 2000s, and the other one goes in millions.
Okay.
So let's get to the foods. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So let's say I got here, and your amazing boss, she has a plate of food on her desk.
Sure.
Chia seed, blueberries, and strawberries. That is a plate full of fiber and antioxidants because those strawberries and blueberries, it contains vitamin C antioxidant, but it also contains a whole bunch of other things. Again, blueberries, resveratrol, some other things.
Right.
Now, so that's per se, that is the breakfast. Now, you need to understand that not just the fruits and vegetables contain antioxidants. What about fish? Fish it's absolutely beautiful, essential fatty acids. They are antioxidants. Vitamin D is an antioxidant. Amazing supply of antioxidants on mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
You just pick it. It's like every veg other than French fries. Sorry. So this kind of things.
Yeah.
You probably will discover that there is some antioxidant value. And then, for example, now we're talking the water-soluble vitamin C, which is full of antioxidants. And let me tell you, the food that is highest in vitamin C, people think it may be citrus, oranges, and stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually red bell pepper.
Really?
You eat a third of a cup of red bell pepper a day, and you get your vitamin C's.
Dang.
So vitamin E's, your fat-soluble vitamins, antioxidants, that's your nuts and seeds. Obviously, we're already talking about vitamin D. Now, vitamin A, full of antioxidants, great for your eyes. And all of these, the ones that we bring into, and all of these vitamins that we bring into our body, full of antioxidants that are going to synchronize and synergize and even boost some of the antioxidants that we make. However, there is a conductor of the symphony that pushes our own production of antioxidants. And that conductor, again and again, it's called NRF2 factor.
Okay. Before we move on to learning more about the internal side production of antioxidants, you mentioned earlier that there is balance is important when it comes to consuming external antioxidants. How do I know that what I'm consuming every day is a balanced amount of antioxidants and not too much?
I don't think you can overeat your antioxidant foods. I think you can overdo your supplements.
Supplements is where
I
it's
think
too
you
much,
can do your supplements, but the thing is, even if you, let's say, okay, fine, you take your broccoli. How much broccoli can you eat?
Gosh, not a lot.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, come on, guys,
Yeah.
let's get reasonable. That's what I'm saying. If you start basically planning your meal, so I don't think you can ever overeat, or sometimes, let's say, you need to keep a watchful eye on external antioxidation through very sweet fruits. So I don't think you can overeat veggies.
Yeah.
as long as you got allows to eat some veggies that create some quote unquote bloatation, because some of the veggies are very gassy.
Yeah.
So here comes something to help, which is called garlic, or something that kind of rebounds it.
Right.
And in a sense, you may start looking into digestive enzymes for help, which are not antioxidants. But I don't believe you can overeat. Oh, guys, huge steak, 16-ounce steak is not an antioxidant.
Yeah.
So meaning that fruits and vegetables. Now, be vigilant, as I said, about the very sweet fruits. For example, pomegranates, amazing antioxidants, amazing.
Yeah.
But be careful because they're also very, very sweet. Watermelon is amazing antioxidant food, right? But be careful, don't overeat. That's what I'm saying. And the recommendations are on lines and stuff. So these kind of things.
Yeah. You mentioned how bitter chocolate is like the best on that ORAC scale. So can you have too much bitter chocolate then?
Now, so this is...
Is this a gotcha moment?
Ruben, this is like a very tough moment for me to say. Because, of course, there is a limit. I mean, you're talking to really, really wrong person. I love, and I combine my bitter chocolate, so I eat 100% raw, organic, which is still alive chocolate, which was tempered or made under low temperature. So all the antioxidant enzymes are preserved. So then I combine this chocolate because not everyone... Now, interesting, that bitter taste is extremely healthy for our digestion, extremely healthy. The bitter taste and bitter foods, they are natural. They are activators of our natural GLP-1 production.
Oh.
And I think this day and age, people are very familiar with GLP-1 notion. So this is something that you're obviously familiar with the drugs, Ozempic, Rybelsus and stuff.
Right.
They are GLP-1 receptor activator, but you need to make this hormone. So the bitter foods like bitter chocolate. So what I do, I combined it with fruits. So I combine bitter chocolate with slices of green apples or apples or blueberries or strawberries. So it's like goodness on goodness. So this, and then I check it with a freshly brewed organic black coffee, which is another. Coffee is a tremendous source of antioxidants, as long as it's not minus cream and sugar.
Yeah, straight black.
Sugar is not an antioxidant.
Can I have honey at least?
Stop on honey, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Now, guys, repetition. Sugar is not an antioxidant. It's a free radical. It will build free radicals. So that's a thing. So that's per se how I utilize my bitter chocolate. Now, if you start looking into bitter chocolate or actually good chocolate over 70% sweetness, and if you start going into history and the history of South Americans, and the history of longevity of centenarians. Andes, like Andes Mountains.
Right.
So indigenous peoples that live there, like Ecuador, Peru, the centenarians, they consume enormous amount of chocolate drink. But this is not chocolate drink.
It's not hot chocolate
It's
that you
not
get at the
Hershey.
store. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not Hershey Kisses milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate. So, honey, we absolutely need to be careful. Honey, to me, is an ultimate treat.
Oh, wow.
Honey is medicinal if it's the right honey.
Yeah.
Good honey. Good honey has to be... Honey contains tremendous amount of goodness, antioxidant, antibiotics, but it also contains 45% of fructose. And another part, it's kind of, not a processed fructose, not a corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. But honey has to be raw,
Right.
Honey has to be organic. Honey has to be unpasteurized, and very small amount.
Wow. And the thing about dark chocolate too is you can't just get. I'm going back into my brain of I watched a video on analyzing different types of dark chocolates from different brands, and then there's also the process of production. So like your no-name brands, your Nestle's, like your big brand, the cheap stuff is actually just like
It's a processed stuff.
it's overly it's the
overheated.
way they process it's overheated.
It's
So
overheated.
it's-
You're destroying the antioxidants, the addition. So, again, I'm hardcore. So, and I do like sweet chocolate, but my sweet chocolate contains 85% bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's either 85% bitter chocolate or 100%. And I'm very hardcore, so I buy, as I said, raw, organic, either free range or sustainable.
yeah.
That's it.
So it tends to be more like you're not going to find that from the major corporations because they're all made in the same factory.
No, but it's so easy to
So-
find these days. Superstore carries them in the it's called natural foods or
Yeah.
organic foods, because you just need another thing. Thank you for bringing it up, guys. You gotta read the labels.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility. You gotta read the labels. The longer the label, the more you don't want this. So when you get this chocolate, it should be 100% cacao.
Yeah.
And then on the label, raw, organic, small farm, something private.
Another fear with reading labels, and this is just kind of a side note, sometimes companies make the pass of getting something under the organic label because for the ingredients, they just put the word organic in front of everything. So the way to snuff that out is when everything is, all the ingredients just start with the word organic, and then it's kind of starts getting into like a
And
weird
you
territory.
said all the ingredients. So
Yeah.
basically, it should be either one ingredient and two ingredients. It
Yeah.
should be cacao,
Yeah.
sugar. Done.
Yeah, if the label, if all the ingredients kind of sound like the quote unquote normal version of the same product, but they all just start with the word organic in front of them, then usually it's just a corporation just relabeling.
Yeah,
It's
and
very unfortunate that
I
that
go,
happens, but
on the
you'll see that a
usually
lot.
those packaging is so neat when they come from local farms or local producers and stuff, and they're also. If you're vigilant, on my website, I can post some wholesalers where I buy, and I buy from local wholesales. I buy my chocolate, meaning that not only I support local guys, but I also buy very good product. I buy from them for well over a decade. I know the guys. I know how much attention they pay to quality and purity of the products.
Yeah. I love this. This is so good.
I know.
So, internal antioxidants, how is that produced, really?
By the cells.
But, like, what am I doing? Am I exercising? Am I sleeping?
This is
Like,
an
what do I do?
awesome question. This is an awesome question because, in a sense, the production of internal antioxidants doesn't start with, let's say, supplementation or pushing it, or these are actually not supplements. These are called cellular upregulators because the combination of these herbs and roots, if we're talking good products, are going to push the cells to make antioxidants. But it actually starts with the lifestyle changes. It starts with an exercise.
Right.
The regular exercise, the regular strength exercise, some regular HIIT exercises, or what is this? High intensity boost trainings,
Yeah.
which I really, really don't like. I do not like. And in a sense, well, you kind of don't have to do it. You just have to exercise. I think, and whatever I'm learning, the weights are more important because the muscle building, not being the bodybuilder. No. But the proper muscle mass.
Yeah.
And that regular exercise is going to stimulate the production of your internal antioxidant. It boosts. So the notion actually is, amazing question, that when you work out, you should not be taking antioxidant supplements before and right after you work out. You should give it about a couple hours because you want your body to make these antioxidants.
Right.
So now, the second thing is your food. You again and again and again, your intermittent fasting. When you do your intermittent fasting and you're starting with your 12 hours intervals. You stop at 7 p.m., you start at 7 a.m. You stop at 6 p.m., then you have a luxury to start at 6 a.m. Or you go 14 hours, even better. So then you stimulate the production of your inner antioxidant. You stimulate, for example, your cells, and you stimulate your mitochondria. And your mitochondria has its own production of glutathione. Mitochondria has its own glutathione. So your lifestyle changes are very, very important. And your lifestyle changes, for example, your sleep pattern is very, very important. You should not be stopping. You should not be having your last meal at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Because you start disrupting your hormonal rhythm. Everything is tied up. Your antioxidant production with your hormones, with your sleep pattern, everything is connected. So when you eat at 10 p.m., when your cortisol is already down, but at 10 p.m. you're pushing your insulin up. So your cortisol is starting to wake up and saying, I need to get up now. So then boom, sleep pattern is disrupted. When the sleep pattern is disrupted, you are making free radicals. When you're making intentionally free radicals to your cells, they may not have the capacity to make antioxidants. So that's why everything is connected. So these are your lifestyle changes. Now, and then you make it. You boost your cells to make your antioxidants through induction of cellular upregulators. Okay. What are the then again, with the foods, what are the natural antioxidant upregulators? For example, blueberries. For example, a whole bunch of cruciferous, aka broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, collard greens. They are cruciferous, and they will stimulate. They're going to make something that is called sulforaphane, and that is going to stimulate your antioxidants. What else is going to stimulate? Let's say, obviously, I propagate NRF2 activator, and I propagate NRF2 protandum, which is a synergistic combination of 5 botanicals, which contain ashwagandha root, turmeric extract, bacopa extract, green tea extract, and milk thistle extract. Every one of these extracts is a stimulant of not a stimulant, an activator of inner antioxidants in a very small way. But when they're taken together in that specific patented formulation, it absolutely catapults your ability of your NRF2 to make those antioxidants like glutathione, like superoxide dismutase, like another term, heme oxygenase, giving you homework, like catalase, like something else, more and more and more. So that's it. So we are not starting with the pills. We are starting with the lifestyle changes, with the foods. And then we are adding the pills because you need both. Because we're getting older and our capacity to make our antioxidants is insufficient.
Okay, so for internal produced antioxidants, we need good regular sleep. We need it will be good for us to practice intermittent fasting, and that's
with Mediterranean style diet.
Right.
Well, and by Mediterranean style diet, I don't do pasta.
Yeah.
I stand, guys, I'm very firm on it. I stand by gluten-free foods
Yeah.
because it's going to make your gut so much happier and lighter.
Yeah.
And Ruben knows that by example.
Yeah. And when you spoke on yes, and exercise as well. I just like a quick refresh on intermittent fasting. You talked about like 12-hour breaks.
Yeah.
So when you say like you're not eating for 12 hours, so that's like you go to sleep and then.
So my goal is to stop at 6 p.m.
Right.
I do cheat on occasion. 7 is a break.
Yeah.
I like 5, 6 because I like to give myself 14 hours. 12 is a must. There's just, it's, undebatable. I like 14 because, again, guys, I'm so sorry I'm overwhelming you. Because when you do 14 hours, you are making your cells to go into something that is called autophagy. Auto, self, phagy eating, meaning in 14 hours, the old cells that are broken down will actually be eaten by your good cells. And that is a natural cleanup process. That's why my take is at least 12 hours, preferably 14 hours.
Yeah. And with all things, when you're starting a new diet, it's important to take it slow and don't just go cold turkey.
Well, I will go cold turkey on 12 hours. Sorry, that I will. It's not a big deal.
Right.
12 hours is not a big deal
Yeah.
because that's a willpower.
Right.
12 hours is a willpower because, okay, fine, I'll give you can stop at 8 p.m. That's okay. You got to give yourself 2 hours between a meal and a sleep.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Yeah.
And sort of you're aiming going to bed between 10 and 11, giving yourself between 7 and 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So that's how I do 8. So when you, let's say, and your last meal should not be the biggest meal of the day with a whole bunch of wine. You do your, speaking to Italian, so you do 8, and when you do 8, you actually don't need to snack in the middle of the night, and if you do, you stop it. That's easy peasy.
Yeah.
You need to snack, stop it, have a glass of water. That's it. Have a glass of water, then go back to sleep. That's the thing. So very hardcore on 12 hours. I think that doesn't need to be starting with 7, 8, whatever. No, 12 is good. And get going. You don't need to do 18. That's hard.
Yeah.
But if you do 12 and 12 and 12, and then occasionally you do 14, and one day a week you decide to do 16, good for you.
So, internal produced antioxidants. We got good sleep, we got intermittent fasting, and we got exercise. And we've been talking about high intensive exercise. I remember, I don't know if it was last time on the podcast or a few episodes, we talked about just how walking is just good for you.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I was listening to one of the modules on the American Anti-Aging and Regenerative Medicine Fellowship. They keep sending us more and more stuff to learn. And they broke it down into your routine.
Yeah.
So you do push, and then you do, let's say, pull.
Yeah.
And then you do squats.
Right.
And then you do hinges. And then you do lunges. And then you rest, and between those 5 or 6, and then in between you do some yoga breathing exercises, that's your week.
Yeah.
And let's say you do even 20 to 30 minutes, I mean, you need to start.
Yeah.
And because that's a commitment, whether it's 5 minutes a day,
Yeah.
that's good because 5 minutes is better than no minutes. And you do 5 minutes, you do intermittent fasting, you do proper upregulation, get your own NRF2 activation. Oh, God, I feel better. I didn't know that I can feel that good. From 5 minutes, you move to 10 minutes. And the same thing, when you hack at it, and then you go 15, and then you become healthy addicted because you actually start seeing your muscles And it's actually starting to feel good. That's a thing. But it has to be everything. It has to be everything, everything, everything.
I feel like I've been learning so much about antioxidants.
Thank you.
And you know what's crazy is
We're just opening the Pandora box.
We're literally just only at the first section of all of my questions that I wanted to really dig deep and learn about antioxidants, which is crazy.
And they hold on to the second page because this is going to be our episode number 7.
Yeah.
So we'll already have a topic.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sveta, thank you so
Ruben,
much
thank you.
for teaching
Look
us.
at you. It's interesting, guys. Thank you so much. Now, again and again and again, I'm extremely high proponent of NRF2 activation. Please visit my website, www.healthwithsveta.com. At least, please get on NRF2 activator, NRF2 activator pretendum. And if you do that, when you look on my website, you get 20% rebate. And trust me, that's not a hoax. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you for joining us on Health with Sveta. I hope you found our conversation about antioxidants as enlightening and empowering and enjoying as I did. And thank you, Ruben.
Yes, of course.
Remember, understanding the balance between dietary antioxidants and those our bodies produce is key to maintaining cellular health and longevity. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. And as I mentioned before, for more information about this podcast, please visit my website, www.healthwithsveta.com. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions and tips to help you to feel better, to live better, your healthiest and happiest life. Until next time, take care, be well, with hugs and love. Sveta.